Good day to you, dear gentle person. Thank you for joining me as we look at what might be a bit of a tragedy. And the tragedy is that our keyboard is full of ants. Now, I quite like ants. I think ants are pretty cool. They fascinate me, they interest me greatly. However, we do have a family friend who is absolutely terrified of them. And to them, this would be a terrifying disaster. So we are going to investigate exactly how we resolve this. There was a cute little intro that we have not managed to record. We are at the start screen. I've tried this on Firefox, it works absolutely fine. We are now trying it in Chrome, and we're going to press enter to continue. So just before we do so, just having a look at the UI, there's our score on the top left. Up at the top here we type words, and it has to be a real word. And then the ants are on certain keys, and we type a word that presses those keys, and the ants get squished. And the more ants that we manage to squish per turn, the higher our score goes. And there are different kinds of ants, some of which leave faster because the ants finally leave. They manage to escape if you don't squish them within a certain number of turns. Then you lose points if the ants manage to escape. Yeah, we'll see how it goes as we carry on, but this is kind of what it looks like. So let's jump in and start looking. So we have two ants here that we need to squish with a K and an N, and we can type in whoop, no, and boom boom, we squish those two ants. And as you can see on the sides of the maximum 5 letters, there is a progress bar, and we get a bonus if we finish the word before the progress bar. What is that? No, okay, so we get no speed bonus. I was looking for something that's going to hit all 4 of them, but I'm not sure. Let's just try a wham. Does it allow? No, it doesn't like the word wham. Let's try moan. And now that ant moves a bit, and if we leave it long enough, that ant will start getting a little exclamation mark above his head, which means that in the next turn he is going to leave. So that's what we need to do. We've got 600 points so far. Let's just put rad. Wham it doesn't accept, but rad it does. Apparently this uses the Scrabble dictionary, so no sort of proper nouns, and a lot of restrictions, weird restrictions sometimes, but that's the nature of it. I want to type in paw because there's 2 ants on those ones. We took a little too long then. I'm not going to get a lot of bonuses here while I'm chatting about this. G-A-V-A. Now there are certain ants, you know, some words have a letter twice in them, but there are certain ants that take 2 hits in a turn to kill. So remember your words with duplicates of letters. That'd be quite useful. Now every so often we kind of level up and we get one of 3 bonuses. We have vocab, where you can start using up to 7-letter words. That's quite useful. Sphinx, which is just a multiplier, especially if you use rare letters like X. And then the K-bomb. So the K key explodes whenever you use it, which basically means that it hits all of the keys around the K key. So yeah, not too bad, but I like this one where we can just start using longer words. If you like words, it's a good one, and if you don't, well, it doesn't really matter. Right, so now we have mutant moves fast, which means that I think it leaves faster. Let's try B-A-L-L. Right, so we got all of those. Alright, you see now that one of them has the exclamation mark. That means he's going to leave soon, and we'll lose like some points if he leaves. I don't know, there's probably better words I could use. But yeah. Ooh, an entire batch of green ants. I don't know how much, if the ants are purely random where they are placed, or it knows that there is a word. Does it allow this? No, not jihad. Oh, it does. It knows what jihad is. Just get that. Alright, so we finished another round. That was fun. Might as well pick vocab 2 so we can have nice long words if necessary. And then this is a funny little element that I love. When you clear a level, it sort of says, shows as if you were trying to type a letter to your employer and then started typing weird words because of the ants. I love that. I think that's very, very funny, very, very clever. And apparently we work for Antco, so we might have possibly expected a keyboard full of ants. Anyway, so we got 4,420 points. Not bad at all, I don't think. I mean, you know, I imagine there are certain players that could really master that. Let's play one more round just to see. Alright, so this ant gives allies a shield, so means if we hit M, for example, we will only hit the blue ant and not the brown ant. So the brown ant gets a turn out, I think. I just want to try hitting this twice just to see if we then get both ants. Yeah, we do. Okay, so if you do then hit it twice, you get the blue ant on the first hit, which takes a shield away, and then you get the brown ant. What key is that? No. Alright. I couldn't really read the letter there, which is a bit of a problem. If you can't read all of the letters, and you don't sort of instinctively know what the keyboard looks like, it can be difficult. I'm only going to hit one end there, but that's fine. I'm getting rid of the blue one. So apparently I can't type. Alright, we smacked a good few of them there. What have we got? Whatever. See, one of them escaped there, and I lost a letter, and this one's going to escape. So we want to. No, that is not an invalid word. So it's shipping roll, damn it. Oh, is it? Oh man, X. Okay, my bad. I was misspelling it badly. Dear. So what have we got here? Alright, not bad. And I think that's all the gameplay I need to show. I think we had a little bit of fun there, and I want to recommend that you guys come and play this and see where it goes. I do believe there is an ending of sorts. I haven't reached it there myself. I just played a little bit and then came to show you guys the game. So yeah, come and see if you can reach the ending. The link will be in the description. And if you are just here for the gameplay, then thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. I just want to see if I go into it now. There is no UI or anything like that. Obviously, yeah, I'm saying I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm jumping into the critiques already. Alright, so let us talk about well, first of all, if you're just here for the gameplay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like or dislike if you liked or disliked the video, and then leave a comment telling me why you liked or disliked it, so I become a better VTuber. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more indie games reviewed. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video if you are heading out now. However, if you are still here for the critiques, well. As I said, the UI is a bit of a pain. Let's just reload this. Okay, I didn't like that, but that's fine. I just want to see if it gave us any options when we start the game up. No, it just runs this little intro that goes, my keyboard is full of ants. You see, so it like hides the keys. So we are looking through the keys and seeing the ants, and that's pretty much what we're doing. But yeah, so there's no like sound controls, there's no volume controls, there's no saves or anything like that. I mean, it's not really intended to be saved. It's a kind of see how high a score you get per session type of game, but still, some quality of life controls would be nice. The sounds are fine. I want to see what it. Yeah, it's got sort of doom 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 as the typing sort of happens. So we have a nice typing noise. As we press the keys, and then if we press enter, it goes dum 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 dum. Yeah, I think the sounds are fine. I quite like them. I think the art is very cute. We have a nice keyboard. What is Pert and Pow? This is pause, and is that PRT print? Just looking at the keyboard and trying to see what the keys are. LD58, is that the code for the Windows key? Because that's where the Windows key normally goes. And there's a function key which suggests that it is in fact a laptop keyboard or similar. I don't know. I don't have a function key. Interesting. Sorry, I'm critiquing the art and then I was distracted by the keyboard layout. Yeah, I think the art is cute. I think it is a nice keyboard. There's a nice cup of coffee there. I've got tea at the moment. The ants are very cute and very enjoyable. I like that sort of thing. So yeah, the art is great. The sound is fine. The gameplay is very fun. It's very sort of Wordle. I'd love a little bit of lore behind a button somewhere, just telling us about the ant company and what's going on and why we might be in a scenario where these rather large ants have invaded our keyboard. It's not really necessary. I think the game is fine with that. So yeah, just give us a nice UI. Although I don't know if he's working on this game anymore. I think we did an update, which is why it bumped up into the new and popular feed. But yeah, I don't know if the game itself is, other than being sort of briefly updated, is being directly worked on. I hope it is. I'd love to see this game expanded and go further and eventually become a paid-for game that does well in the indie gaming market. But as it is definitely well worth playing. I do highly recommend you come and play it. And thank you for watching. That's all I'm going to talk about. I'm going to go and enjoy this some more, and I hope you guys too. And I will see you tomorrow for the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.